Oh, I want to say welcome. And as you know, I'm Aisha Hogan, the visionary and founder of Iausm, the International Academy of Universal Self-Mastery. So we're going to talk a little bit about what that is, but we are here to celebrate and start promoting our launch. We've been working on this. It's been, what month are we in? June? Oh my God. It's been like 14 months, 17 hours a day, no lie, and working every day to create this collaborative, cohesive, altruistic, conscious community, because as the globe is evolving, as humanity is evolving, the planet's evolving, we want to evolve with it. And we want to help people through this evolution because lots of people are feeling lots of things. So there's been so many wonderful sort of specialty teachers and mentors and leaders out there who have loved what we're doing with Iausm and have joined into this and have said, you know what, I want to be a part of this because it's so different than any other learning academy that's out there, because we have a built-in community and we're here to support you and to help you and to have you become part of this so we can take you on your solo journeys. You know, doesn't matter how you journey. We always need guidance. I need guidance. Everyone needs guidance, right? You know, we get all caught up in our stuff. So we want to be there to help you through this. So I'm excited. So our first interview, we have 30 speakers for the launch. So I want to start having you meet the people that are going to be at this launch. And the link is in the post if you want to go in there. And we have a special to come into Iausm right now too. But right now I want to introduce you to Cindy Jordan. And she is one of our teachers. And I have to tell you, Cindy, that I actually, you know, you told me about all the wonderful things you do. She's a singer-songwriter. She is an author. She writes musicals. She writes children's books. She has courses. She's like all these things. So today, I have to share this. So today, I thought, you know, she keeps telling me about this song, right? This Jose Cuervo, what is it called? You Are a Friend of Mine song. So I am so like not up on country music and I don't drink tequila. So here I am actually looking for the singer, Jose Cuervo, going, where's this song that she's talking about? And who's Jose Cuervo? Right. So, so it like took me a minute to like find the song and then find, because somebody else sings it, and to also like be able to, because I wanted to share it. I started listening to it today.
Oh.
So I was like, you're singing it.
That's me singing it. Oh my gosh.
We're not going to hear the whole thing, but it's so good. I know, and I like that.
Jose Cuervo, you are a friend of mine. I like to drink you with a little salt and lime. Did I kiss all the cowboys? Did I shoot out the lights? Did I dance on the bar? Did I start any fights?
This was great. So I was listening to this. And I thought, you know what? Like, because I heard the one from Shelley West, and I'm like, yeah, but she must have sung this somewhere. So like I had to like, I went on a hunt to like find where you were singing it. And you know, it didn't take too long. But anyways, then I started laughing because I'm like, oh, Jose Cuervo's the name of a tequila. Duh.
Oh shoot. Actually it was Jose Cuervo. That song put Jose Cuervo on the map. They sold 14 million cases more the year that Shelley made it a big hit. So what everybody just heard was my original version, which went #1 in Los Angeles. I'm like 22, 23 years old singing that song. And it went #1 in LA. And then Snuff Garrett picked it up and took it to Shelley's session, and it became the country music song of the year.
Right. And it was great. And I'm just like, but I couldn't stop laughing. Right. And I've got all my windows open in my house and I'm playing this. And then I was like, why is Shelley singing this? Right. Where is Jose Cuervo?
Oh, that's actually,
oh
that's
my
actually,
God.
Somebody posted that. You're right. Somebody posted that. It was a #1 song. I was kind of a local celebrity there in Los Angeles for a little while, and then Shelley made it nationwide. It was pretty awesome.
That's amazing. Great work. Great work.
Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about your passion for music, and why, like what brought you into that passion for music?
Well, I was born with it. My first memory of playing the piano was this. My grandmother, I'm like a toddler, when my grandmother was playing honky tonk piano and I was up at the top keys doing that. So, and then when I was 3, Santa brought me a little piano. I started plucking out things. I think the first thing I learned was chopsticks. And then I got a little electric keyboard, and then I begged for piano lessons. Took my first lesson when I was 10, started going with a concert pianist when I was 12. So I studied classical piano with a concert pianist.
Right.
And then I did that. Then I wrote Jose Cuervo, which kind of wasn't so classical. So that's brought me, it was the first song I ever wrote. It was a true story. We were drinking a little tequila, some tequila shots that night, came home from work. I was a cocktail waitress, came home from work, wrote it in like 10 minutes. And then it took on a life of its own. But, I'll tell you, Aisha, that song, I was telling everybody yesterday when we had our collaboration meeting, I love how Iausm does that. We're doing all of this collaboration. And when I was telling them about that song, I said, I do everything backwards, because that song, I manifested the song of the year. But we all say, when you understand spirit, you understand you don't do it.
Right.
It's a collective, beautiful universe that gets behind you. And what all you need to do is say what you want, get out of the way, and expect miracles.
Right.
Because what happened with that song, I told you, the version you heard, it was on Warner Brothers. They didn't promote it. I didn't make the charts. And God and I had a talk. Oh, I was mad. I was so mad. I said, this is a #1 song. This is LA's the hardest market to break. The phones light up every time they play it. It's a #1 song. And then I said, why don't you just do it if you even exist? You can do mountains and solar systems and hummingbirds. Am I supposed to be impressed? I said, it's a #1 song. And then you understand that the universe will give you even better than you expected. So it went #1, but it also was #1 for the year. So I got out of the way.
No, it's great. It's great. I was just like bopping around my living room today, listening to it.
Right.
And laughing at myself, of course. But it was great. And then on top of it, you are this amazing author, and you have all these books, which we don't have enough time to get into them all, but you have like a number of books, children's books and stuff. And what I'm really loving is that you are bringing a course, or you're almost finished the course in Iausm, that is about Miss Pearl.
I'm working on her as we speak. I had to take a break.
Maybe you could tell a little bit about Miss. I mean, it's you do like children's books, country music, and then you've got this book about a brothel that we're creating a course over, and you're creating a course over. So I'd love to hear a little bit about that.
Okay, so what happened was I went to Nashville and didn't do any more in country, but I got a record deal doing classical piano, which is what I was trained to do. So I started composing my own music. That's when New Age kind of kicked in, right? So I did 11 CDs for Page Music, had over 5 million downloads of all of that back in the 90s.
Wow.
And then when I moved back to Texas, I was thinking, that Jose Cuervo stuff was fun. And I live in a town called San Angelo. And San Angelo has two tourist attractions. One is Fort Concho, which was built after the Civil War to help the settlers coming west, and a brothel called Miss Hattie's. And so one day, I started playing piano at Miss Hattie's and got a saloon outfit and did the whole thing, right? Because it's very old timey down here in San Angelo. And I got to thinking, why do these girls do this? Why did that happen? And so I started writing these little honky tonk songs, that would have been popular back in the old saloon days. And one morning I woke up and I kept kind of hearing this, we weren't bad people type thing, right? Well, that point where you get out of bed and you're going towards the coffee pot and there's nothing in your head except, where's the coffee?
Where's the coffee? And why hasn't someone got this ready already?
Yeah, that place. Okay. So I'm on my way to the coffee pot and I hear, we weren't bad people, tell them why we did it. We weren't bad people, tell them why we did it. And that voice started getting louder and louder. And it's almost like when you can hear from the other side,
right?
They get really excited and they go, oh my gosh, she can hear us, right? So I kept hearing that we weren't bad people, tell them why we did it. So poured my coffee, went to the piano. By the time I got to the piano, I had written, if you could wear my slippers for just one day, you'd understand why I'm nice to the men and I make my living this way. Okay. So women without a man or a family to take care of them, what are your options? Very, very small. Very, very small.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very little options. So behind me on my left side, I heard, I'm a widow. And behind me, I heard, I'm an orphan. And to the right of me, behind me, I heard, I met a man, I'm soiled, and I'm too ashamed to go home. He dumped me, right? So I had Annabelle, Redbird, and Betsy, and that's where I started. So my music turned into a novel, and I started researching the history here in San Angelo, talking to anybody that knew anybody that worked at Miss Hattie's, because that only closed in the 40s. The Texas Rangers came and closed it in the 40s, right? And then they all moved across the street to this big hotel and became models. So instead of going to the boarding houses or the brothels, you could go to the hotel and pay for a model and take her picture. And that was very popular in the 40s because of World War II. World War II was going on and they take their little picture with them and brought them some comfort while they were going through hell on the battlefield, So something to be said about these girls. A lot to be said about these girls.
They definitely provided a service, a needed service at the time.
A needed service, and they were put down as trash. And so the book really talks about a lot of things. Judgment. Did I say judgment? Judgment. And our human nature and fun.
Right.
So I remember when I asked you, I said, because I bring out a lot of things in the book about human nature. And I asked you, Isaac, can I do something on sex? And you went, yes. I said, yay, because so that course is called Happy Sex, Sacred Sex, Happy Sacred Sex. And I'm dressed in a cloche hat and I've got my pearls on, and Miss Pearl talks about what goes on at the brothel.
And what I love about it is you actually, even your videos are kind of done old school and they look like they're very old school videos and stuff. So the course is a great course. And who are the people that you're aiming for when you're teaching this course? Who's the people that you think that would enjoy this the most? I'm sure lots of people will, but when you made it, who did you have in mind?
This is what I figured, you know, we put a whole musical together that we're working on. I'm working with Bruce Lumpkin, who was on Broadway for 40 years. So our intention is to go all the way with this musical.
Right.
And this is what I told him. And this is the same thing with the course. What's going to happen is women are going to want to take the course out of curiosity, right? Then they're going to make their husbands take the course.
That's awesome.
Honey, you got to see this. Or their boyfriends.
Yeah.
Because Miss Pearl is very wise. She's very wise. And I don't want to give it all away because I want
no, don't do that.
To take the course. And I had the most wonderful interview with Elisa Hedrick, who is Dylan's mother.
Dylan is he's my partner in Iausm. Yes.
He's your partner. And she is a sex therapist, and she was awesome. So we were talking about women's sovereignty, how holding back our mystery, our power as women, and how to not give it away easily because we don't like to be used, but we love to be worshiped and adored and all of these kind of things. So that's going to be included in the course as well.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah,
and so I'm going to ask you something. You've got so many talents to bring into Iausm, and you know, right now you've even you've headed up our faculty council, right? So you are heading up, you know, and helping me getting, you know, doing this collaboration with the faculty, because really, you know, we talk about cooperation, we talk about collaboration. This is a thing, and it's the way of the future for sure. And people love it. Every person who came into every faculty member who came into Iausm said, I totally want to do this, but people don't know how to do it. A lot of people don't know how to work collectively together towards the same goal. And where there's not really, I don't see myself as the leader. You know, I try very hard to keep this a very synergy. It's very more. I like
the word.
Yeah, it's a good word. So more of a synarchy than a hierarchy, you know, from top to bottom leadership. That's not really my gig. So it's been more of a like us working together, you know, more of a like universe, like the universe.
Yes,
you know, just kind of all floating around each other, working together. And it's different for people, right? And it's weird because for me, I had to learn patience as I was doing this, because in my mind, I knew exactly what I wanted it to look at. And I, you know, in human design, I'm a manifester. So I've already got like it all out there. But, you know, and at first I was like, why isn't everybody doing this? Why is everybody doing this? And then I started realizing, hey, you know, people are at different places in their life, and they also need to learn how, right? Because where is there somewhere else where we have weekly faculty meetings, where we get together and we talk about things together, where we're building things together. In fact, on top of all of this right now, you're building a collaborative course. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. One thing I'd like to do, speaking of Dylan, who is, wow, he already went through the music. I offer teaching people how to play the piano. I can teach anybody. If you know zero about piano, that night, if you have a dinner party, you'll be able to play for your guests.
So you've got a course in there, learn how to play piano in an hour or something like that?
In an hour. And then I also have one for people like Dylan, and he's just going crazy with it because, oh my God, this makes sense. And it's called Music is Numbers. So I also wanted to talk about that. And also the fact I'm an author. I show people in an hour and 15 minutes what I wish somebody had showed me before I started writing books. How to format your book and all of that. So I also wanted to do a little plug on that, because what's so great about collaboration, we had a collaboration meeting yesterday with everybody who's collaborating on this Stepping into Your Divinity, which is a free course that Iausm is offering from several of the teachers. We had so much fun, and oh my gosh, afterwards, I cried. I told him I was crying. I said, I have found my tribe. I have found my tribe, because we felt totally safe with each other. And one girl, speaking of collaboration, she was talking, it was Cheryl Millett, and she was talking about how 20 people in her community have taken an acre of land and they're building, or they're planting a garden in this acre of land.
Right.
And that's called collaboration.
It's called collaboration. Right? Yeah, cooperative gardens, they're really great. Yes.
So I was telling her, I said, this reminds me of your garden that you're doing, because we have a final product, but where the joy is not in content, like you said. Somebody even said that. That's not the main emphasis. It's the spirits connecting, of the people that are connecting. It's our soulfulness. It's our tribe. It's our safe spot where we can talk about aliens even, and no one's going to think that you're weird, right? So, which that subject came up yesterday, and we all went, ooh, wow, right? Because Iausm is a very open-minded, beautiful network of people who are coming together with these amazing, amazing gifts. And we are, I can't wait for people to get to know each other like we did yesterday.
And that's going to happen more and more and more. Yes,
absolutely. Those people that we all got together. So these events that you're going to be having with Iausm, don't miss the events, everyone watching this. Don't miss them. You are going to meet the coolest people on the planet. I mean,
I think a lot of times people, what I really love about our academy too, is that, a lot of times when you see a bunch of, instructors or mentors and things get together, they're all people who have like this humongous following. They've been around forever. You see the same people, the same places, which is great. They've got great content, no doubt. But the teachers in Iausm, the faculty in Iausm, are like you and me, you know what I mean? And they maybe didn't know how to market themselves the best or whatever, and they're not out there like like the big names, but their content is great and their love is great, and they want to interact with the students, and they have the space to do that. And it's just, I just find it so exciting, because it's just all these beautiful hearts together that we're working together, and we're doing it in our way, but we're working together towards this goal of these beautiful, amazing students coming in, and we're going to do whatever we can to make sure that they have everything that they need.
Absolutely.
Right? And they don't have to go searching all over Google to find all over these different people, because we're going to have them all under the same roof. And, we're still always looking for more amazing faculty to share their knowledge, to share their expertise. And it's global, meaning we've got courses in Spanish too, right? And courses in French, and, courses about, communicating with animals, as well as therapeutic courses and business courses and creative arts and music, and just these beautiful things, because everybody's mastery is different.
You're right. And one thing that we all have in common in the faculty is we all have a burning desire to make the world a better place.
Yeah.
And to improve people's lives with what we've learned ourselves, right? And sharing the gifts that we have. That's what is prominent with everybody in the faculty, is their desire to give. And that's what makes Iausm so beautiful, because
I love it.
when you plug into Iausm, you are plugging into generous people who have a desire to improve your life, to help you with things that they've learned themselves. And to expand. It's because right now, like you talked about, the transition of the planet, it's all about expansion. It's all about,
well, it's huge. I mean, we are absolutely evolving. I mean, think about it.
Yes.
We've evolved from, caveman days, right? So we've evolved, and, there was places where there was like big, like quantum leaps like that were taken in our evolution. And
Right.
we're in the heart of one right now. Right.
Yes.
And the biggest thing that we're going to see in this, and people who don't see it yet soon will,
Yes.
the separateness, it's not a thing. You know, that's what we've been conditioned incorrectly. And even all the research I'm doing about this evolution and stuff and everything that I'm learning about it and just all the information that's coming in, I've realized that even sometimes the way that I worked with people, like in my private practice, the way that we've been taught to work with people and to help them to heal, backwards. Right? So we, for instance, say, release this and release that. Absolutely not. It's about embracing. It's not about releasing, because when we push against something, it pushes back, right? So it's about embracing it and bringing it into yourself, into that beautiful light, and raising your frequency and vibration, and then being able to just turn that darkness into light, right? Because, without light, there is no darkness.
No.
Right? So it's
No.
just it's this amazing thing that's happening to the point where, we're just gonna be able to walk by each other and know what the other person's thinking. It's this different thing, because we are going to really understand that, even in, I know I get going about this, but even in like religion and stuff, we've been taught that God, or whatever that higher power is for you, is outside of you. Right? And that one day you'll be judged. Right? Which is completely not right. So that was that codependence, right? Of like something outside of you. And then we went into an independence, right? But now we're moving into an interdependence, where we are going to all be individual, but still very cohesive, and understand how we are connected and being able to live that. And then there'll be no fear.
Right.
Right?
That absolutely. Lately, with everything going on, what I've noticed is the difference between open-minded people and people that believe the paradigm. Because people who are open-minded will say, really? And maybe do some research themselves, or really, okay, I need to take another look at that. That's open-minded. Otherwise, it's, no, you're wrong. No, you're wrong. No, you're wrong. Okay. Because I've experienced that lately with
it's fear. And
it
it's
is.
not, I don't want to call it being uneducated, but it's I think mostly it's fear.
Right.
And maybe just not having all the facts in our history of how we've evolved. Right? Because if people are selfish, if we were meant to be selfish and think
Right.
about only ourselves as separate,
Right.
we would cease to exist. We could
Right.
not keep going that way. We would cease
No.
to exist at some point. There would be no evolution.
Well, for instance, I'm speaking about someone who's very close to me who says, I don't believe in God. I'm an atheist type thing, right? Well, I personally think it's impossible not to believe in God. I mean, if you see an acorn,
some people don't.
well, it depends on what your definition of God is. Because you can't look at an acorn and see it become this beautiful oak tree and say there's not something that makes that happen, right? So
yeah, we see it that way, but other people would take that on a pure, huge science way. They would go like way
which
science.
this person says, I'm a scientist, right? Okay, that's fine. And so they have their perspective, and that's fine. The thing that we need to be careful of when we are enlightened and we're trying to bring things to information to people to help them on that journey of enlightenment, because they'll find us. It's like, do you know what this reminds me of? Do you remember a few years ago, they had these things in the newspaper, and if you looked at it the right way and you changed your focus, you would see a different picture in it?
Yes. Oh yeah, the optical pictures. Yeah. Those,
yeah,
like,
remember those?
kind of
That's and then when you see it. That's what all this reminds me of. It's because
it's good to find it like that.
Yeah, because you see it one way, and then when you change your focus, the whole picture changes. And so as people are waking up and becoming enlightened, they need a place to go, because they start understanding that their paradigm that they've been stuck in is not in line with how they're feeling or thinking now.
Yeah, things are going to change. And what I love about this is that it's not an optional change. Like, it's just going to happen. Like, it's not like you're going to go, no, I vote out on this one. Like, it's not going to happen. Right. So it's this kind of, it's an interesting thing that we're going through right now. I really love it. So in wrapping this up, because I could go on forever, in wrapping this up, what is it that you will be, without giving away too much, what is your topic? What are you going to be talking about at the launch party?
I'm going to be talking about the power of music.
Beautiful.
That's it. Because
That's
it's
awesome.
something
That's
that it's all something we all know, but may not be aware of. So I show things that you go, oh, okay.
Awesome. That's amazing. Well, thank you for sharing this time, Cindy. Thank you for being a part of Iausm. Thank you for taking the bull by the horns and like stepping into the faculty council and this beautiful collaborative course that you're leading up. It's, what is it, 13 teachers?
14 now.
14 teachers, and each one of them is contributing this amazing lesson into this course of stepping into your divinity. So that's amazing, and the students will be able to take that right away. In fact, the doors are open for Iausm right now, and there is a savings right now. If you come in before launch, there's the savings there, so go take a look at that. And if you want to be a faculty member, if you're interested in being a part and sharing your expertise and coming into this wonderful collaboration, still hit that link at the bottom of the page. It'll show you how to connect with me and become part of the faculty. So have a fantastic day. It's a wonderful weekend. I don't know where, how things are in Texas, but we're finally having a really hot day here in Ontario, hot weekend. So I'm so excited. And thanks, Cindy.
I love you.
Love you back.
We'll see you in Iausm. We'll see you there. Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.